What's good, YouTube? It's your man's the Angry Dad, back at it with another video. Yeah, I kind of just got y'all sitting in my truck right now, but I was just, pondering a lot of events. It's been a couple weeks since I last posted or whatnot, and quite a few things have happened in life, in society, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, but at the end of the day, we're so worried about, Trump and Kendrick Lamar and a bunch of shit, right? And, I'm not gonna lie, I see it. You can't help but see it. If I want to watch a educational video on YouTube, like probably somebody I've subscribed to has posted something about it. It's either Trump or it's either the Super Bowl or it's whatever, Some of this stuff is really entertaining. If it ain't nothing else, it is entertaining as hell, right? Yeah, that's cool. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong with it. But at the end of the day, you really got to mind the business that pays you, okay? And don't get too distracted, by the smoke show that's going on, in society or, in the nation. Pay attention, because, shit can go left real quick. So you need to pay attention, but you can't allow the smoke show to distract you, right? And here's what I mean by that, okay? All this calling out of, celebrities and all this other stuff, that's cute and all. But at the end of the day, it's some real shit going down with our government. It's some things happening that literally can affect you. Like doing away with the IRS and, redoing certain trade agreements with different countries. It could literally, if you sell online, if you got e-commerce stores, it literally can affect the way that you do business. Will it right now at this very moment? I don't think so. However, can it? Yeah. In the near future or the near distant future, like meaning 6 months down the road, maybe next year, or, hell, your little tax refund checks, might end up getting affected, might end up affecting a lot of y'all. But you really have to look at what's really good for our country. And this is why, like, the main thing I want to drive home is why your past matters, right? It matters. I don't care what your religion is. I don't care how you've come to cope with your past. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Like, it's over, yes, but your past is important because it explains how and why you are where you are. That's why it's important. It's important to everybody that can help you make a major decision in your life, like the credit bureaus. That's important. Like college institutions or higher education institutions, jobs, contracts. Even if you work for yourself, people still like to see examples of your work, what you've done in the past. And if it's good, you get a customer. If it's good, you get extended credit. If it's good, you can get a mortgage. If it's good, you can get a loan. If it's good, right? Because it explains why you are where you are right now, right? And it explains what you will do in the future. Is it concrete? No, it's not. Because at the end of the day, people that know how to work credit, they can fuck it up today and it can be right back good tomorrow. You just have those people, man. They just know how to maneuver. They know how to figure out the different games that we're playing, because we are playing games. This is just a series of games. So when you look in life, it's a way to play the job game. It's a way to play the tax refund game. It's a way to play the tax game. It's a way to play the cash game, the 1099 game. Like, all this stuff is a bunch of games where if you figure out the code, Okay? If you figure out the code and you figure out, you know, the little cheats and stuff, or you figure out how to defeat the final bosses, quote unquote, right? You can really mash the gas on some shit. Like you could really build some things for your future without necessarily having to walk the same path as everybody else, right? So you got to figure out the game you're playing. Okay? If you know how to live in the private sector, you know your game, know what's liable to happen to you, know the ins and outs. Okay? If you playing the cash game, you know what that come with. Okay? You playing the cash game, you can't be out here on Instagram, you know, with the money phone and people know where the fuck you at. Like, you can't, you know, that's for the fellas. I mean, girls, I mean, if you know you shape right, you playing the body game, okay? Cardi B ain't my cup of tea, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, she done admitted to drugging motherfuckers and robbing them and everything, you know. But that was just a part of her journey to get to where she is. You know, she gets paid to make shitty music and influence your daughters and your wives and the women in your life to be shitty people. You know, now parts of it is she's just telling her story on record. Can't blame her for that. And you can't blame people, just like you can't necessarily blame her because people are willing to pay her to tell the shitty parts of her story and the decent parts of her story too. Because all of them got some type of sentimentality to their story. Okay, that woman does, you know, take care of some of her people, supposedly, according to her word. I don't know the bitch, okay? I don't know her personally, but at the end of the day, this is just according to some shit I heard her say on the internet. Whatever, okay? Take that with a grain of salt. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, she has been an example of, okay, if you're going to get BBLs, this is what we're going to do with them. You know what I mean? So, you know, just my point is just know the game you playing. Okay, just like, you know, for my ladies that want to be out here in shit that look like draws and shit, men are not stupid. Okay, you got to know the game you playing. You want attention, and even if you don't want it, you come out with your pussy print and shorts that separate your ass cheeks, and you already got a fat ass. You ain't wearing no draws. Okay, you know you're gonna get attention. Stop being dumb. Okay, and my thing is, don't just be trying to garner attention for attention's sake. Do something with the attention. If I'm a female and I'm out here some shit that look like I'm in my drawers and working out and shit, and I know motherfuckers is looking, I'ma have, you know, my monetized social media sites printed on the back of my shirt, or, you know, on the back of my ass cheek, since I know that's what motherfuckers is looking. They're doing it all day on Instagram. They'll put a thirst trap up there for you and be like, well, now that I got your attention, I just want to tell you about world hunger. Over 70% of the world is poor, and they have no food to eat and no clean water to drink, and, you know, they're not washing their ass simply because the atmosphere is not producing enough moisture. Now that you've looked at my ass cheeks for 30 seconds, this is all I wanted to talk about. Like, they're doing it on Instagram all day long, you know? And I mean, I can't necessarily blame them if motherfuckers gonna be that weak-minded to click on some shit just because you see an ass in a thong. Can you blame them? You know, just like if motherfuckers is walking out the house with the drip on, okay? Or if they're taking pictures with the drip on, you know, okay, cool. If enough people are gonna pay that much attention to what the fuck you got going on, okay, then you have to find a way to make it make sense. I don't know your story. I don't know where you at. All I know is I am a king, a hero, a husband, a daddy, right? And this is the reason why I'm taking to the internet, because at the end of the day, I want to at least have an avenue that my kids can look up. You know, if they're not around me, they can download my videos. They can save them. They can, you know, they can do whatever. And, you know, somebody is there to talk some sense into their fucking head. That's why I do what I do. I don't need to show my face. How I look is not as important as what I got to say. You know, and I'm a fine motherfucker by most people's standards. Okay? So don't think for a minute the man talking to you is a poor, broke, ugly man. Not at all. If you can manage to find me on social media, you will see. But at the end of the day, it's not as important as what I have to say. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to want my children to seek out that voice of reason. They may not want to call me on the phone. I may not be available on the phone, right? I may not be available on the phone. But I want them to always have something where they can hear my voice, talking my talk, right? And talking some sense into their stupid ass. But if they decide to get out here and get stupid, that's just a part of the human journey. That's why your history matters, because there's a point in everybody's life where you decide to get stupid. You decide that stupid is okay. And I'm here to talk you out of it, okay? Because stupid is not okay, right? There's a difference between a bad decision and a mistake. A mistake is something that you don't know the outcome of. You couldn't even predict it because you don't know enough about it. You know what I'm saying? It's like walking on a sidewalk and you trip over a piece of the cement that's sticking out because you didn't see it. That was a mistake. That was a mistake. Okay? A bad choice is seeing a small flooded area and choosing to drive through it anyway, not knowing what could be beneath that water. And you fuck around and get your damn car stuck or some crazy shit like that, knowing you just out here driving a 2015 Toyota Prius and you decide to go through some high ass water anyway, knowing it's been storming anyway, and you get your damn car stuck. That's a bad choice. Okay? Even better example, right? If I lie to you the first time you catch me in a lie, right? Let's say we're together or whatever the situation is, and I lie to you and you catch me, right? That was a mistake to trust me that first time because you didn't know. How could you have known I was going to be a liar, right? Now, we get back on the same grounds of trust and I keep lying, right? That's when it has now crossed the boundary of a mistake to a bad decision. Okay? Because when you decided to trust me again, you knew there was a chance I would be lying to you again, right? You knew that and you chose to take the risk anyway. So now it's no longer a mistake. It's a bad choice. It's a bad decision. And it's okay. Some bad decisions are okay because sometimes we're just trying to rectify our relationships. We're trying to mend them and things like that. But then people turn around and show us, hey, we're still the same shitty people. You know what I'm saying? They show you that. And you're like, damn, well, I'm just trying to continue to mend my relationship or whatever, but this person continues to be a shitty person to me. Now it's just a bad decision, okay? It's just like, okay, if you got single mothers with one child, the motherfucker turned out not to be shit, that was a mistake. Although it can be debatable whether the red flags are there or not or whatever, but people lie. Men and women. They be lying. Oh yeah, we have a baby. I'm gonna be a great dad. Oh yeah, we have a baby. I'm gonna be the most bestest mom ever. I'm gonna take care of that baby and I'm gonna love that baby. Ooh, 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 ooh. The bitch had a baby and she'd be the bummest fucking mother on earth. That shows you that was a mistake. Or the female the woman had a baby and this dude go from the hero to the zero. Motherfucker lose motivation for everything. That means he never had it. That was a mistake. Now, once you give this nigga baby number 2, 3, 4, and he still ain't really changed, now it's just a bad decision. Because this motherfucker ain't shit. He ain't never been shit, and he ain't never gonna be shit. For real, for real. He just said enough to trick your ass into dealing with him and continuing to deal with him. And that's the dichotomy of the world we live in, is that the people who are not worthy are lying themselves and pretending themselves into the world of the people who are worth their weight in gold. And there's no real way for us to bulletproof ourselves from them because they get in and they take chunks of our lives. They take years, 5, 10, whatever, 3. That's a lot of years to waste on somebody that ultimately is not worth 1 minute of your time, let alone 1 year. They ain't worth 1 second of your time, let alone one baby. And if you took your goddamn self more serious, you wouldn't be out here slinging sperm everywhere as a man. And as a woman, you wouldn't be out here so quick to carry before you marry. So your ass need to tighten the fuck up. That's why I'm here. Because your past matters. Your past shows us why you are where you are and how you got there, right? Meaning your present, right? Now, what you're doing in your present determines what your future gonna look like. Okay? What you're doing right now determines what tomorrow gonna look like, what the next day gonna look like, what the next month is gonna look like, what the next 6 months, what the next year, 2 years, 4 years, 6 years, right? And if you out here fucking around, shooting the shit every 5 minutes, wasting your goddamn time, if you're doing that, then I don't know really what the fuck to tell you. Because at the end of the day, I teach my babies, right? I teach my children, my devotees, right? My disciples. I teach them, my moles, all that. I teach them that your time is the most valuable asset you have, right? And I learned that before it was popular on the internet to say it, right? Because at the end of the day, you could be down $1,000. I could lose $1,000 today. Okay. Tomorrow I could double down on my grind, make $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. And then essentially won't even matter that I lost $1,000 today. But if I lose 5 years fucking with your stupid ass, and it's not wielding the fruit that I thought it could, or that I just was so convinced and knew it would, where in the fuck am I going to get my goddamn time back? Especially if I've been the one staying true to my word and you've been the dickhead just sucking up the goodness the whole goddamn time. The entire time. You've been the one benefiting from my actions, right? Bringing the minimum to the table. And I've been not only bringing the maximum, but growing from there each and every time. Where am I going to get my year back? Where am I going to get my 5 years, my 10 years, my 15 years? Where am I going to get that back from? Who the fuck is the HR department or the resolutions department? Who do I go to get the time back? I could work out all I want to. I could look good to be 50 or whatever. That shit is cool, but you're not going to go back to your 20-year-old self. You're not going to go back. If you're 35, you're not going to go back to 30. Ain't no reset button. So it's best that you make the absolute best decisions for your time at this very moment. And stupid is not an option. And if it is, you gotta take the shit off the table. Because ain't no making up for lost times. That shit don't exist. You got to make the best now, right? Why is it that when it comes time to make important decisions, you know what I'm saying, we don't consider the here and now right now when it comes time to make the better choice? But when we about to do something, some old dumb shit, we about to do something stupid, that's when life is to be lived. We say all kinds of stupid shit to cope with our dumbass decisions. We all make mistakes. Yeah, but goddamn, that don't mean we got to make the same mistake. That doesn't mean we have to keep making mistakes. Well, mistakes, yes, we will make, because you can't necessarily foresee everything. It doesn't mean we have to keep making bad choices, though. And even some mistakes, if you pay attention, you can foresee the very mistake you're about to make. And you can leave it alone, right? You can leave that shit right where it is. Through my life experience, I've gained an ability to see bullshit ass, no good ass people from the next planet over. And I won't even say, hey. I won't say nothing to them. I ain't got shit to say to them. What am I going to say to them? I'm about my business. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. That's what I be talking to my wife about now. I'm like, shit, man. We supposed to be strategizing on how to make one house pay for another one, pay for another one, pay for another one. So that when these children is 18 and they decide, they want to go to college, we ain't got to question how we gonna cut the check. We ain't got to depend on federal grants and loans and Donald Trump or whoever the president, you know what I'm saying? The damn president could end up being Xi Jinping or whatever. Whoever the president, we don't have to lean on them in order to give our beautiful seedlings the educational track that they deserve. So if it means I'm not hanging out right now, okay? If it means I don't get to shoot the shit, right? If it means I don't get to see people who are not lifting me up, then so fucking be it. My reward is gonna be in 10 years, 13 years when they graduate. Whether they're at the top of their class, the middle of their class, the bottom of their class. Motherfucker, you graduate med school, you've accomplished something. You graduate law school, you've accomplished something. You graduate dentistry, engineering, you have accomplished something. Were you the best at it? Maybe, maybe not. The numbers will tell us, everything we need to know. But no one can take away the fact that you did it. You did it. You completed it. No one can take that away from you. Once you got it, nobody can take it away from you. It's not just about the piece of paper. It's about what you learned along the way. Don't waste your goddamn 4 years in a fucking humanities degree. You better go get you something that's going to pay you 6 figures walking in the door. Pay you something that ain't going to hire you without the 6 figures. I don't care if you got years experience. They're not going to hire you without the 6 figures. They're not going to hire you without the piece of paper. Without the education. And if you got experience on top of that, then great, so be it. But without that piece of paper, you can get in that door. And I told my starlings how to do it right. If you're going to go to school for that long, you better be your last 2 to 3 years. You better be looking up internships, places you can work for free just to get the experience. And that way, when you graduate, you've now got your piece of paper and you've got 2 to 3 years worth of experience. So at the end of the day, you are not selling yourself short if you value your time right now. Value yourself right now. And understand, and overstand the fact that what you're doing right now is going to determine where you're going to end up in the future. And who you hang around right now is going to determine who you are right now. If you around 5 drunks, you're going to be the 6th one. If you around 5 brokies, you going to be the 6th brokey. If you hanging around 5 goddamn dummies right now, you going to be dummy number 6. That said, I'm either going to hit the gym again for the second time today or I'm about to go home. But either way, this is the Angry Dad. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. I'm out.